The settings used are shown here. The shadows were turned down slightly to let the graphics card be used to its full potential. The recording is in 1920 by 1080 and at 30 FPS. Thank you to my friend for letting me benchmark his PC, link in description. The PC specs are a Ryzen 3 3100, 32GB of RAM at 2666 MHz and an RTX 3060 Ti, also an SSD. The server that was chosen was rustified.com EU Medium. I know that the RAM at 2666 MHz will slow down performance slightly, but it'll only be a 10 or so FPS difference. First, as soon as we're in, everything feels smooth and there's no stutter or lag. This one means average FPS, and ignore these two here. You can see that not all of the 3060 Ti's VRAM is being used, which is the next to memory, the first one, which says 6000 megabytes. Meaning you could probably play Rust at 1440p without exceeding the 8GB of VRAM on the graphics card, but 4K will run much slower as it demands much more VRAM, and it also demands much more graphics horsepower. So you'll have to turn down these settings to free up VRAM and graphical horsepower. Next, when near a base and trees, the FPS drops by about 20 to around 80 FPS. This is because trees are really demanding to render for some reason in Rust, especially on lower end hardware. When in a monument, such as harbour, the FPS stays reasonably steady about 100 and doesn't drop below 90. There's not much else to say about the FPS at harbour, apart from the fact that Rust is also, in my opinion, a CPU limited game, because as you can see, the Ryzen 3 3100 is only being used by 50% and the graphics card is only being used by about 50%, which one reason for this is because of how unoptimized Rust is, and it doesn't use your hardware to its full advantage, as I've got this problem on my PC, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people do too. During night, the FPS stays around 85 to 100 with no drops. There's not many trees nearby, which is causing this relatively high FPS.
Yes, you go. Yes.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you want to, and I'll post another video next week. See ya.
Oh, no.